Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We've got my G80 M3 behind me. I'm pretty excited to get working on this car. Picked up on Saturday, today is Monday. To start off, we're gonna hit it with some dyno hits and then see what it makes stock. There's been a few different people posting different things in terms of power numbers. I don't know exactly what it makes. Some people are saying mid 400s. I already also have a bunch of parts lined up for this car. I have everything from a JB4 to pure turbos and port injection to be here in just a few days. So, if you guys know me, I don't like JB4. The guys at Burger were super cool to hook me up with one. To be completely honest, flashing the ECU with a real tune is hands down the best way to get the best power out of your car, and in my opinion, it's also the safest option. Right now, there's no way to tune this car. Anything produced after June of 2020 is non-tunable at all. So, the best we can do is JB4. With that being said, the JB4 will turn the boost up. It doesn't do much more past that. It relies on the ECU to make a bunch of changes, to keep the fueling in check and all of that. But for me to be able to run 85 or a significant amount of boost more, I can actually run supplemental fueling with port injection, 6 extra injectors with our micro squirt kit, and to the car anywhere from no 85 to full 85 with just the parts bolted on without actually flashing the ECU. How beneficial will this be? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna find out. So, this is the car behind me. We literally just pulled into the shop. We took a peek at the ECU just to make sure it's after June production. Some people are saying the ECU is tunable. This is a December production vehicle. The ECU is from literally not even a month earlier. So the door jam is pretty close if you're checking out your car. If you have a June car, you might be lucky. But I mean, I picked this car up. It was a first car sent to the dealer I got it from, and there was no, this is like the earliest you can get, and it's still not early enough to actually be able to flash the ECU. So JB4's go on, but here's all parts I have. We'll open it all up for you guys. Pretty standard. I mean, it connects a map sensor, electronic wastegate to hook me up with, a little Bluetooth thingy, so I can connect to the chrono spot, and then the real stuff. So, whatever, it's all here. New inlets. So that's all I got so far. So pure turbos, inlets, sort of for extra M, we have to see the inlets definitely are different on this car because I have spare ones because we did intakes, the extra M, so it's a little bit different. I might like cut it, modify it a little bit to make the inlets fit. Other than that, turbos will work. JB4, once again, we're gonna plug it in and see what it'll do. I mean, I know it's gonna gain some amount of power. I know it'll work. Typically with the ECU side stuff, it's way better. But we're gonna work with what we have to turn this car up as high as we can. We're gonna now throw this car right in the dyno, do baseline hits, slap the JB4 in, and then see what it makes on pump gas. So stock power numbers, 447 wheel to 461 wheel horsepower, 400 wheel torque, pretty depressing. It felt this dead down low. I mean, up top pulls a little bit, but 400 wheel torque, super dead. Super dead in a heavy car. That's what it felt like. So let's see what it does after we throw the JB4 in. So we went ahead, we pretty much put the JB4 in, where we had to take one wire from the bottom, which is a little bit of pain. Underneath the car though, it's pretty cool. We actually checked also to see the downpipes would fit. Downpipes do not really fit. The majority of them might be close, but the flange is completely different. On the X3M, both flanges, like the bolts sort of this way, this one of them's up and down. So it might be as easy as going ahead and cutting the flange, rotating and sending it, but I think the majority of it will fit, same motor and stuff, but it's definitely not as easy as bolting the old ones up. something pretty interesting is that everyone says FAEs sound horrible because they don't sound great. They did an equal length exhaust from the factory. This exhaust comes all the way this way and back. And they did that so that the car would be better sounding. So now when you have people that cut it off after the secondary cats and just do an exhaust like here, back, get rid of the resonance and everything, it's gonna sound great, like what it should sound like. So he's throwing on the under panel that we loosened up to see if we need to move it. We didn't really have to. So he's finishing that. Other than that, it's pretty horrible. It has the same single mount diff ear, so we'll put a bracket on that probably at some point to get a dual mount diff ear so we won't have any problems. Put it back down, connect all the rest of the JB4 connections, and get it right back on the dyno. So JB4 is in here, the wires are right here. Connects to like a map sensor on top, one tucked away, says right here. Both wastegates right there. JB4 is tucked underneath there. I still have to run this wire inside the car, but time frame wise, for the amount of time I have today, it'll be a bigger priority just to get it on the car and see what it does. And then tomorrow morning we can go and run it like through the cabin how it should be. So JB4 is on, the best tune we're gonna get as of right now. Let's see what it does. I was told to run map 0, 2 logs, and then map 1 log or 2. I'll see if it looks okay. Per the JB4 shows you very limited stuff. It shows you like 1 cylinder ignition timing, throttle. So if it seems okay-ish, I'll keep going up on the maps, which is like more and more boost to 2 at least. And then you can do like a custom map, different amounts of boost. So let's run it, see what it makes. First 2 pulls I'm not going to show you, but once I do the first 2 like logs of no tune, I'll turn it on. So I did a bunch of hits. The hood is only open behind me because I want to do a few more hits back to back. It gets relatively hot. Like I did like 5 hits. Car made 450 wheel stock, 455. It made 481 wheel map 1, 506 wheel horsepower map 2, 50 wheel horsepower. I'm gonna try map 3, which is typically a little bit more boost. Feels a little weird like throttle closing the hair, so I'll go to their logs, we'll send them the logs and see what they say. See if they can send me any tweaks. They don't only have a JB4 for this. This is sort of like a modified version, so I'm gonna try map 3 again, staying it all the way because it made way more mid-range, and see what it makes up top. So we made some games. Also, if you like seeing G80 content, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. I'm not gonna stop yet. The car makes some serious gains. It's like, let's just say safely like 50 horsepower. I'm gonna email all the guys at Burger. Terry obviously does not have like a firmware set exactly for this car yet. So I have to send them these logs and then they're gonna set up a better firmware, we're gonna call it, for this car. But pretty interesting. The baseline, best of the best was a 461. I got a lot of 450s. That 61 is really a spike, but I'm gonna let it live. 504, no sorry, from 460 went to 481 wheel horsepower with map 1. Then it went to 506 wheel horsepower map 2. Past that, it made 519 wheel horsepower, but way more torque. This is green line, map 1 is this red, map 2 is this blue, and map 3 made all sorts of jam and then just sort of died up top. And on top of it dying up top, it had a bunch of throttle closure pretty much everywhere. So hopefully they can send me a new tune or a new map, whatever you want to call it, for the JB4 that fixes that and allows me to run even more boost. We'll see what they say. I'm happy with it right now. I'm gonna run map 2. It's pretty sad. It's sort of like comp numbers, but out of a 6-shift car. I really want to make more, especially the rear wheel drive. I would hope to make 550 or something like that, but let's see what they say with the update that they send me, and then I'll go from there. And then the next thing I can actually try is there's actually a way under the menu, similar to Dyno, which I can show you guys next time, that allows me to take off the braking period, versus braking period, once it's done, you reset the menu. I think I'm gonna try that next, even though I haven't really did braking yet, fully. I'm gonna try that, re-dyno it, and see what it makes. Immediately after that, we'll do some front mount intakes in the car, see what that makes. And then as soon as port injection comes, I'm waiting on like one last bracket from Evolution of Speed. I'm gonna put port injection on ED5 to see what I can get out of it on stock turbo, way more boost on ED5 before putting the pure turbos on that I have sitting here. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more G80 content. Thanks for watching.